What is up, everybody? I am the Rossin Angel, and we are back here on, yes, another Borderlands, the pre-sequel level 70 build video. This one I like to call Corporate Harmony. It's a Jack build that basically combines elements, it combines gun manufacturers. It's just a really all-around good build that mainly focuses on lasers, but I do have other weapons to assist with all this. So let's go ahead and get started. Obviously, the skill tree first. Basically, the ones we have highlighted are Unbelievable Hero Com is going to be increasing that. We're basically going to be wanting to output some extra damage. That makes this build do fantastically. I have incentives over here instead of high frequency trading because, well, I mean, we're going to be wanting the extra fire rate, and I didn't really have the extra 5 points to put in that. Starting over here at Free Enterprise, just simple stuff. Money is power. I basically have it there. That's for when I'm actually just actually casually playing through, going from area to area, killing bosses, just so he can accrue more money, get more damage, stuff like that. I didn't add merger because, well, I didn't add merger for a couple of reasons. One, because laser doesn't do that well. I know I do have laser surplus, but we will get to that. When I'm trying to do the loop glitch gun cancel, it made me fire the lasers, and if I was needing to get that extra shot, those extra shots off, merger just got in the way. So really, it's ultimately not worth having. Even though it does help with shielded enemies, I'd rather just use a shock laser and actually output damage. Yeah, it's just taxation for extra fire. Absolute advantage because it's pretty much guaranteed to be in all Jack builds because it's just nice to be able to keep shooting without stopping. Laser surplus. Yeah, I still have this because when you slam, it can still kill weaker enemies. It's just way better to have just as a precaution. It's definitely not a hindrance. Sponsored by this is the pinnacle perk of the build. It's going to be what's giving us the extra damage. We're basically going to be mainly focusing on extra Torg damage. We will be adding extra shock damage for Eclipse and EOS. But yeah, that's besides the point. We will be doing Jacobs if we need to switch to a rocket launcher. I've not done the video yet. I don't know if I'll need to do that. I don't know if I've done the boss thing yet. So yeah. Next up is Great or Good. Just extra perk stuff. Diversify because we need an extra point, and why the hell not? Just kill skill, damage increase, movement speed, stuff like that. Potential. I did this because also you can use expendable assets and fight for your life. But also when you're doing the EOS fight and the Eclipse fight, them spawning in, if they happen to just immediately spawn in, from activation and kill something that already activates the kill skills, and it's nice to have. Leadership, yeah, basically second wind, that really helps. Just extending duration, magazine, grenade damage. I chose this. The original plan was to have you have my shield, but we're going to be using the prismatic bulwark, which increases laser damage, and it's basically the sham, the absorb shield, but for lasers. And since I don't get ammo from the ammo they absorb, I figured it wasn't very useful, especially when we're wanting them to die, so we can get that extra damage, so we can get the kill skills going. So yeah, I went Jack's Cash instead. On My Mark is really good, especially when you have the Stormfront equipped. You can just shred the shields of shielded enemies in a second. And then I put the extra stuff in the shield perk hero pose. Then Resolute, gun damage and gun resistance is fantastic to have. And promote the ranks, just because the BA Jack actually does much more damage than I originally thought it was when I took the perk when I was leveling the character up. It actually surprised me. Yeah. So let's go ahead and move on to the stuff, the items. Shield we're going to be using is Prismatic Bulwark because like I said, it's an absorb shield and it does laser damage. Lets you do extra laser damage. That's pretty self-explanatory. Unbelievable Hero. This was actually harder to get than you would think. I literally did about 300 EOS farms and other bosses and chests and everything, and I could not get this particular one. I could not get a purple level 70 unbelievable hero com with 4 incentives and integrity. It was, I don't know why. Eventually, I had to just, take all those other purple class mods I got, bring it to a grinder, and eventually I did get it. The grenades we have, basically, just most of these are just for fun because I haven't even seen what the nasty surprise does, but I imagine it's going to absolutely destroy. I just put this in this character for fun. Longbow Firebeat can actually do really well on more fleshy enemies like Denial Subroutine. Even though it's in a non-vacuum environment, it can still do pretty well. You'd be surprised. Yeah, so just again, same as the explosive. Nasty surprise. The Stormfront, like I said, good for shielded enemies. I assume the Quasar's like that, and Four Seasons, once again, just for like mobs and stuff. And then we use Eddie because, of course, lasers, but I do have some other stuff here. For example, the extra gun damage and stuff. The Tranquility Oz kit for the extra gun damage per Oz. We're actually going to be using that on the boss fight because we're not. No, we're not going to be using a laser for the actual EOS health. We're going to be using a different gun for that, but we will get to that. Now, what I'm going to do in terms of gun showcases is I'm going to showcase the weapons that I actually plan on using, and the ones I don't use as much, I'm just going to after I do the showcases, just come back to here and I'll tell you guys about it. But yes, let's go ahead and get right onto the showcases. What do you guys say? Alright, first up we have the Thunderfire. This gun is just absolutely... This is the main gun for the build. It ties the whole corporate harmony build together. 3 different elements, 2 different manufacturing. It's just a beautiful gun that can tear flesh targets, shock targets, even Chimera viruses. This is 3 different elements, so it's ultimately impossible for them to survive against it, no matter what element they choose. It's absolutely beautiful, and I don't think there's a thing that I can't kill with this beautiful, beautiful gun. Next up, we have the Absolute Zero. This thing is, wow. This is a really good gun. Paired with Jack and his Absolute Advantage skill, it's amazing. I don't even have that great of parts on this gun, and it just absolutely tears everything. It's completely good, especially if you compare Torg to it. Not compare Torg to it. Oh my god. If you put sponsored by the perk, if you use Torg on it, then it's really good. Yeah. Good for a lot of stuff. I completely butchered that, but you clearly see what I'm saying. It's absolutely just melting everything. I love this gun so much. The Cat of Nine Tails, the Fibber gun of the pre-sequel universe. It's still good. Like with Nisha and her explosive skill, use Torg on this by Sponsored By, and it's just great. If they're beating everything dies, even Denial Subroutine, who I'm going to be testing most of these weapons on for the showcase, it's just doing work. It's absolutely as good a fake Jack as me! Of course, it's fire-based. Even with explosive, it's going to have a harder time to kill absolutely everything, unlike Thunderfire, but it's so fun to use. Leadership! the Min lighter. Now I know what a lot of you guys are thinking. This gun is absolute garbage. Its fire rate is too slow, blah blah blah, but it's actually really good. You see, by firing a shot, switching back to this, it does a lot of damage. You can fire a lot. With the quick, with swapping weapons quickly, if you were to use high frequency trading with this, then it would be just, oh my gosh, it's just so good. Using sponsored by, if you were to add an element to this, or anything, even just, oh my god, its possibilities of making it powerful are endless. Don't knock this gun, definitely try it. It's not for bosses, but it's fun to kill enemies with it. Alright, now the Thornial Rose. I have both Shock and Fire. Shock is extremely good for taking down shields, which we're going to be using on clips. And Fire is good for fleshy targets, which we're going to be showing right here on Denial subroutine. They're both extremely well, possibly one of the best lasers in the game. With the Molly Long barrel and its 368% continuous damage bonus. It's incredibly good. Basically, if you have a laser build that doesn't have this gun, you're missing out on some serious damage.
Suckers! No, I don't just deny everything.
Motion time. Yeah, that's right. It's a badass guy. Maybe the body double program wasn't so crazy.
I've never denied anything.
Oh, I should steal some of this tech.
Now the E-gun. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys, until recently, like about a month ago, I've been playing this game for, what, 2 years now? I didn't even know this gun existed, because I never completed the second of the sub-level 13 missions. I forgot that area completely existed. I did it in my first playthrough on normal mode and completely forgot about it. Which upsets me due to how great this gun is. Like the frickin' Min, you give it an element, it's unstoppable. It's just so great. Too bad there's no ghosts, because, you know, fun to kill, because apparently you can kill ghosts. But yes, on mods, this is absolutely fun. I don't know how it is on bosses, because I don't really use it on bosses. I try to kill the bosses quickly. But it's so great, and I definitely recommend it for any laser build, especially Jack, who can have multiple elements. If I had known about this during the niche build, the Prison Warden build, then I would have had it on there. But unfortunately, I did not. But yes, this gun is definitely great, and I really recommend you go get it, especially because it's also a reference to Ghostbusters and that stuff with my childhood. Rest in peace, Harold Ramis. Yes, the Merca laser is back to Firestarter, but unlike with Prison Warden, this is actually a tough laser in the build, because you can actually pair elements with it. You can increase its damage, you can make it shoot faster. It's really good, and it does a lot of incendiary damage. And like the Thornial Rose and Cat of Nine Tails, even though you're doing fire damage with this thing, it can still pair Denial subroutine in, well, without a vacuum. It's really decent out. With the right build, this gun can actually be pretty good. I'm glad that's the case. Because, I mean, Disgrace America with a gun. It's not very good. Come on, 2 Chaos Strike. Alright, for the final showcase, we have the Minax Atonement. Like with the Prison Warden build, this gun is actually really nice. In fact, this build, it may even be a little better. Whereas we don't have those stacks to get up really quickly, the Unchained stacks. I mean, you adding explosive to this, it just makes it awesome. It has all the elements. Except maybe, I don't know if it has cryo, maybe, I'm not sure. But yes, with explosive damage, this thing does well, especially when you have your max fire rate. This gun is just ultra powerful. I don't really use it against bosses, but it's so great to use against mobs. Yeah, it's just an all-around great gun. Sorry, I lied. There was one more weapon. It's actually the Rustler's Flare. I know this is supposed to be a laser build, but having a shotgun with this build makes it really... It's an extra precaution. Like if I were to run out of laser ammo. Not to mention, if I switch to this and then I nuke them, which I also have, sorry that I didn't mention that. When I'm down, switching to Nukem, having the extra Jacobs damage on the Nukem because of sponsored by, it's a good way to get out. It makes things very hard to not die, if that makes any sense. But yes, Russell's Flare, Nukem, two last things, very good to have just as, you know, a plan B. You know what I'm saying? Alright, seriously, that was definitely the last of the showcases. My bad. Alright, now it's time for the showcase of the guns that we are not going to be using, that we usually don't use, and there are reasons for why. First up, we do have the Heartful Splooger, or Splodger, Splodger, I don't know, I think that's a D, maybe? I don't know. I mean, when it comes to when we need to do corrosive damage, we're going to be using our Practicable Viral Marketer. Now, I didn't really do a showcase for this either, and that's because we're only going to be using this for like 2 targets at the most. This really isn't worth showcasing anything but the boss battle, because we don't use it for anything but the boss battles. It's good, don't get me wrong, but, you know, that's all I really use this gun for. The Laserdiscer, here's the thing with this. I like the Laserdiscer for explosive builds. And if I do an explosive build with Jack, I would definitely use this. Because with this laser build, this gun one-shots most enemies that aren't bosses. But it just, I'm not feeling it when I use this gun in this build. It's just, it hasn't really been a part of me, mainly because I forgot it until I started making the video. Forgot that it even existed, and so I tested it real quick. And yeah, pretty much can one-shot anything, but I don't have it in for this gun in this build. The X-Scout, I still got family in the house, so I can't really say this, but yes, you clearly see the gun right there. There are good things about this gun. Well, let's start with the crit damage. It's always the same, and it's 110%. That's beautiful. The Hyperion grip and stock always being on there, no matter how many times you get it, amazing. Personally, I don't really have it in for the melee damage, whatever. And the fact that this is an ice laser, it just makes it great, especially if you pair it with the Torg build. But it's not... You have to get it up to that max fire rate for it to be fun to use. And it's actually stressful work. Putting in incentives just to be able to have fun with it, it's not that great in my opinion. When I do have it up there and I pull this thing out, yes, it's fun. To be perfectly fair. The Kaneda's laser, while this is a laser build, and I would be using it otherwise because extra laser damage, I need the Nukem for the extra Torg damage. That's why I have the Nukem there. It's the main reason why I have the Nukem there. Sorry that I didn't cover it in my last showcase thing. But yes, the Nukem is the rocket launcher we're using because we need that Torg damage. So we can apply it to the other guns. Yes, moving on. Fragnum, it's just there. I always, like my Borderlands 2 build videos, I always have Deepa just in case. So I guess knowing this thing's in my inventory kind of makes me feel a little better. Huge Bada Boom, I mean, same deal with the Canada's Laser. Pretty much any rocket launcher you're going to see in there is not the one I'm currently using because I need the extra Torg damage. ZX1, I don't... Okay. The fact that this is a reference to Fifth Element makes me so happy, because The Fifth Element is a great movie. Bruce Willis did excellent in it. Just, oh my god, such good actors in that movie. Such a great movie, such a great sci-fi movie. But the gun isn't that great. It can't crit. And a lot of the time, the tracking shots are a little derpy. And the fact that it can only come in fire, I mean, what the freaking... I could do a whole video on this. I actually might do a video on this. I might do a ZX1 rant. That actually sounds like something I kind of want to do. Okay. Yeah. Alright, moving on, though. The Toby's Bright... This gun. I do have it in my inventory for a certain reason, and that reason is the Sentinel. When you have to be close, when you have to do shock damage, this gun is actually pretty good if you get the extra damage and fire rate going. Like, seriously, you can get rid of the shield pretty fast. That is when you can get close. You do have to be cautious, though. The Vibrant Pulse, this is mainly there for when we need health. It is a shock weapon, but honestly, when it comes to stripping shields, I'll just stick with the Thornial Rose. The Destabilizing Mining Laser. Again, corrosive damage, I'll just stick with the Viral Marketer. I was really hoping the extra crit damage and thing on this, the 3 shots, so it does about 150 crit damage. I was really hoping for it to do well with a laser build, but it just doesn't do it for me. And that kind of sucks, in my opinion. That's it, yeah. I mean, some other stuff for some other builds, grenades, all this. Yeah, I didn't really cover those, but yeah, again, we're not going to be using it. Alright, now it's time for the boss setup assessment. Whatever you guys want to call it. But yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Alright, everybody, it's time for the boss overview. The setup we're going to be... You get it. Anyway, here's how we're going to start out. We're going to start out Thunderfire, Marketer, Nukem, and Thorny. Basically, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using Sponsored By to apply the Mollywand Lightning to the Thornial Rose, which will tear his health, along with using the clones to, or the holograms or whatever, to throw the Storm Fronts. We're going to tear his shield. Afterwards, I'm going to apply Nukem damage to Viral Marketer, at which point we will switch from Eddie to the Meteoric Tranquility Oz Kit. The fact that it's meteoric doesn't really help here, but the fact that the extra gun damage per Oz will very much help here. Somebody's trying to message me, not right now. Afterwards, basically, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be switching this out for my Rustler's flare right here, and that's going to be for the bosses in between. We're going to be using this to strip his health. Then we're going to be using this to damage him, his actual health, not a shield. Then we're going to be using the flare to deal with the ads. Nukem is just for applying the explosive effect. And at that point, the Tranquility Oz Kit is going to be the one we're using for pretty much that entire fight. The grenade mod will not change. The class mod definitely won't change, nor the shield. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, it's time for the boss fight, and this time we have Dreaming to Be Gone by Dealer. My Uncle Joe made one final album for Dealer, so that's what we're going to be using for this one. Alright, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy my EOS boss fight, my EOS and Eclipse boss fight, and yeah, thank you, everybody.
Tag.
Mary, I know what I'm going to do next year, the year after that. I'm shaking the dust of this crummy little town off my feet, and I'm going to see the world. Italy, Greece, the Parthenon, the Colosseum. hits. Help me, Clarence, please. Please. I want to live again. I want to live again. I want to live again. Please, God, let me live again.
Oh, we did it, folks, yeah.
All right, I want to thank everybody so much for watching. Thank you to Dealer and my Uncle Joe and my dad for letting me use the music for this. Thank you to everybody who helped me get the gear and who's been watching my builds and supporting me. And I really want to thank John. Okay, so as you guys may remember from my Borderlands 2 build videos, there was sometimes a name that popped up for whoever helped me make the builds or got me the gear or whatever, and his name was Zombie Man. He is currently a Twitch streamer on, well, Twitch. He does Borderlands 2 1 lives, Destiny 1 lives, just stuff like that, and he's getting a pretty good following going. He has been letting me post stuff in his chat, like he's been pretty much letting me promote my YouTube channel in his chat. And I appreciate it. He's been a good friend. I'm happy to know him. He's been patient with me, and I feel like he just doesn't get the credit he deserves, especially for how nice he is. I still don't understand how he can be so nice and also have a good, really nice and appreciative fan base. Like, there's almost nobody in this chat ever who, like, trash talks or anything. I mean, some people kind of get on his nerves sometimes, but it's like that for everybody. But I'm going to be putting his the link to his Twitch and everything in the description. You guys should definitely check him out. He really deserves all that, man. He's a good guy. And John B, if you end up watching this, thank you very much, man. Like I said, you've been patient with me. You've let me promote my channel, and I don't at all want it to make you... I don't want to make you feel like I'm using your channel for anything. I know I've said that before, but I want to reiterate, you're a good guy, and I appreciate what you've done for me. From being painfully honest in my Borderlands 2 videos back in the day, to when you let me post my stuff in your chat. So, my friend, thank you. Thank you for everything. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, not only he's on GameFAQs, the Borderlands 2 Xbox 360 forum, it was busy as hell. That's where you used to be able to get help for Borderlands. GameFAQs used to be good for that stuff. Forums used to be good for that stuff. That was where every outrageously nerdy Xbox 360 Borderlands 2 guy went. And anybody who got past the trolling at the beginning really saw how good and how supportive everybody there was. And honestly, I highly recommend people start trying to get back to the GameFAQs forums for the Handsome Collection. At least I'm on Xbox One, so if people want to do that for Xbox One, yeah. But yeah, that's it. I wanted to say thank you to John B. I wanted to say thank you to the band. I wanted to say thank you to everybody who's helped. Like I said, links to Dealer and John B's Twitch channel are going to be in the description. Please check them out. It's definitely worth it. John B's a nice guy. He's good at what he does. Dealer, they don't really do music anymore. They actually had a reunion show in St. Louis. I went to it. I got some footage for it. I might post it. If that's what you guys want, I might post it. They did like a final show. Yeah, a lot of people showed up. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Check out Zombie, check out Dealer, check out everybody. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.